Which choice provides the best evidence for the answer to the previous question? So recall the previous question was about how turtles navigate through the ocean. And we determined it was by this dual sense of the magnetic field of the Earth through the inclination and its intensity. So where do we find this? We found the main evidence in this last paragraph. And indeed, we look at lines 49 to 51, which is choice D. We see neither corresponds directly to either latitude or longitude, but together they provide a magnetic signature that tells the turtle where it is. And this neither is referring to the intensity and the inclination. So that makes sense, right? Neither of these two things corresponds to these degrees, but latitude or longitude, but together they provide a magnetic signature, which is basically how the turtles navigate. So we like choice D. Choice A just discusses, this is the lines from the beginning of the passage where they talk about the turtle who's swimming 9,000 miles. That doesn't explain how the turtle did it. 23 to 24 talks about how the experimenters created this magnetic field. We see it says they used, using his coil-surrounded tank, Lohmann could mimic the magnetic field. So that tells us how Lohmann made the field, but it doesn't tell us how the turtles navigated. And then finally, C says that in the wilds, they might well also use other landmarks, like the position of the sea, sun, and stars. That also could be what turtles use, but that didn't help us get the answer to the previous question, even though that might be something they used to navigate. So we like choice D for this one. Another two-part question where we have to give the line cited. As I said previously, not too bad, seeing that we already found those lines essentially when we did the question previous to this one, so not that bad. Again, the tough part of these questions is if you get the first one wrong, you're in trouble on the second. My guess, just looking at the questions they've included here, the first part seems to be a little bit easier than the second question. So if they're going to make either one of these hard, it's likely they're going to make the second one hard, perhaps. Rather than making, because if they make the first one hard and the second one easy, well, you'd be able to get the easy one if you could get the hard one. But if you can't get the hard one, you're kind of in trouble on both. But we'll see what they do with these. Definitely bears keeping an eye on how they design these questions and how we can best approach them.